Hey guys, it's Shari. Welcome to my May update, attempt number 2. I recorded most of this yesterday, and unfortunately, I accidentally deleted it. Whoops. Okay, so we're going to try to do this again. Maybe it'll be a little more succinct because I kind of wrote notes this time, so if I'm looking down, you know why. So first, welcome to new, old, just passersby, whatever. Welcome to my busy little stitchy world, my little corner. Feel like I've been more busy than stitchy lately. So there's that. And excuse the hair, we are going with the windblown look today. I was outside with the dog just a few minutes ago. And yeah, it's hot, a little windy. So it is what it is. I did brush it this morning. Let's see. April video obviously was very late because I goofed and did not use the right audio when recording. It was on the computer audio or the camera audio, whatever. It didn't record. So I had to do the voiceover, which was kind of interesting because it did tell me that I'm not showing things for long enough and to make sure that I have things in screen better. So hopefully I will do better this time. I left my wireless headset in San Antonio, so wired it is. And yeah, that's kind of it. So let's see, life update. We're gonna go for that now. Yeah, okay. All right, so life update. We got the new electronics installed in the plane. For anybody who's a plane enthusiast, we had 2 G5s put in the plane took out a lot of the vacuum system, which is pretty awesome because the vacuum system is very old and it has the potential of grinding gears and putting metal in your oil line, which is not good. And so there's a lot newer and improved stuff. It just costs money. So we are making small improvements as money allows. We're paying for it all out of pocket, not financing anything, which is the way I'd prefer to do it. And so yeah, those got installed and Kevin loves them. They're quite fantastic. Next thing up will be a engine monitor and autopilot, and I think we'll be done. Oh, he wants an electronic ignition too. That'll get rid of the mags, which will be cool. And then it'll be basically all. And when you remove the old system, it gives you back more usable weights, which is a good thing. So if you're not a plane enthusiast, sorry, you just lost a minute or two of your time. Road trip with Hannah. We moved Hannah out to South Carolina for the summer for her internship. That was pretty fun. We did it over 3 days, and so stopped in some sightseeing here and there, and ate at a lot of interesting little restaurants, and had a pretty good time. She drove the entire way. I was the navigator, but that is okay. I offered, but she likes to drive her little car, which is cool. So we got out there on the Monday after Mother's Day, got her all moved in. Of course, she's on the second floor. So we had hauling everything up and down the stairs. Thank goodness she didn't have any furniture, real furniture with her because she's just using what they have. I mean, she's only there for 10 weeks. Got her all set up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Kevin flew out Wednesday and ended up getting there late because he had to put it down somewhere because there was a thunderstorm, but that's okay. He made it in safely Wednesday evening and went and had some dinner, and then yeah, I had dinner with an old friend that I used to work with when we lived in Augusta 24 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. Totally did not recognize anything. I mean, a few street names, but wow, it's grown so much. 24 years is a long time to be away from a place. Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, oh, I remember that, like one thing. And I mean, where I went to college and my first job as a nurse, just wow, it's just grown so much. But so we ended up, just doodling around on Thursday. Friday, we got ready to fly home. We stopped overnight for like a little getaway Friday night into Saturday in Gulfport, Biloxi area. Stayed on the beach, was nice. Oh, the beach is so nice when you get east of the Mississippi River. So, there's no mud in it, like all the mud that falls out of the Mississippi River onto the Texas beaches. The further south you go, the more like East Gulf beaches it gets because all the mud falls out. But it was very nice. Had some good barbecue. Went to the casino and actually won some money at blackjack. Amazing. I actually walked away with more money than I went in with, which is crazy town, right? So you can call that a win. We left on Saturday morning. We stopped in Beaumont to have some lunch with some friends. That's where Kevin's from. And then we came on home and we were gone for pretty much 3 weeks. So we had a lot of catching up, house stuff to do, big old pile of mail. My son was here. So somebody was here, taking care of the house and the dogs and stuff. And I don't think, dog's sitting here back here behind me, snoozing. If he starts snoring later, sorry. But I don't think Cameron paid them doggos nearly as much attention as we do, because my older dog, he'll be 13 next month, has been joined at the hip. I mean, he does not want to be out of the room. He wants to be right with me all the time. And I was like, you did not pay this dog enough attention while we were gone, because he is just beside himself. But excuse me one second. Allergies, gotta have a drink. I don't know if I showed this. I think I probably had it before I started redoing videos. Isn't it adorable? Got that at a craft show with my mom. We both got one. It says, the only BS I need is beaches and sunshine. And it has the little battery pack underneath here where they have it drilled in. The lights are actually under the, I guess the clear coat. I don't know. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you can leave them on, whatever. There's a little switch underneath there to turn them off with. It has the little disc batteries that go in it. It's not as insulatory or whatever. It's not as good, as well insulated as my Yeti, but it's okay because it's cute. I still got a cough. Hang on one second. All right, now that I got that out of the way, let's see what else is going on life update wise. So today is Monday, Memorial Day, off work, woohoo! And let's see, I will put a picture in earlier of us on the beach. Right before, I'll put it in right before the cough, when we were at that was on Gulfport Beach. Gulfport and Biloxi are like right next to each other. Anyway, that was a nice relaxing way to do it, to break the trip up home, over a couple of days, so you're not in the plane so long. Just makes it a little bit easier when you can travel on your time, which is pretty awesome. What else is it? Oh, we're leaving for San Antonio again on Tuesday afternoon. We would have gone today, but Kevin has a dentist appointment Tuesday morning, so I'm gonna wait till then because we need to go up and gotta check the mail. He has got something that needs a signature required, so we gotta go up and get the mail, make sure everything's cool with the condo. I mean, I have a camera where I can drop in, and look and see, make sure everything's good on the inside, and I have the Ring doorbell, all those things, but still want to go and make sure everything's good since nobody's been there in a month and make sure everything's good. But yeah, so that's the plans, travel plans, life plans for the rest of this week. We'll fly up there on Tuesday afternoon, probably wait till it cools off a little bit, and probably spend the rest of the week up there. And the following Tuesday is our 31st wedding anniversary. Woohoo! I don't know if we'll stay up there or not. I'll probably come home because I really need to work on the pool. But okay, enough life update. On with the stitching. Yes, let's do that. Okay, so May was a busy month, but not a lot of stitching got done. But that's to be expected, right? So my first project was, of course, I'm doing the Songbird Garden series, Songbird Garden series by Country Cottage Sampling. I never get it right. I screw it up every time. Songbird Garden series by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'll get it right one of these days. So for May, obviously number 5 was Bluebird of Happiness. I'm trying to remember to hold it up longer because I don't do very well at that. And I don't know if I said it or if I even showed it last month when I pulled it, but I have pretty much all of the week's dye works and stuff. Now they may be in other projects. So when I go through and I pull threads, because I don't have an LNS anywhere within 2 hours of me. So I try to keep stuff on hand. That way, if I get the urge to start something, I've got stuff. But when I don't have something, I do have a big supply of other floss that can be used, like the color and cotton. I love color and cotton floss. It's not called for in a bunch of patterns, but if I can't find the Weeks Dye Works or whatever the other specialty floss is that I need, I'll sub something out that looks very similar. So this is what I have for the weeks, and then I sub the other ones out, and I just write it on there what I'm subbing it out for. Works great. So all the flosses, and then I put it on 32 count Opal Lugana in Cinnamon by Miss Stitch Me. And it's not exactly the same color as the background, but I liked it. I thought it looked pretty good. All of the floss showed up well on it. And so I started this on the first. Oops, sorry, just hit the microphone with the fabric. And worked on it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, a little bit in the evenings. And that's what I got done. So the little bird nest is done. The little, I guess that's the mama bird, is done, and started on the flowers. These are so pretty. Oop, almost dropped my bag. So again, that is Songbird Garden Series number 5, Bluebird of Happiness by Cottage Garden Samplings. And then next project we worked on was the next month's installment of, why do I have an empty bag here? Oh, I know what that's for. The Dark Queen of the Earth. Just put that on top of my cord and yanked my head down. And so I have no idea what part we're on. What part does it say what part this is? It doesn't say what part this is. I don't know what part we're on. What part are we on? I taped mine together because it just made it easier. Part 9. There was part 9. Okay, so 10, 11, 12. Oh, 3 more to go. And one should be dropping on, Thursday. All right, so mine is on the 32 count Opal Lugana in Gilded Oak. Of course, it's by Under the Sea Fabrics. And so this month we got her arms and the rest of the skin. And as you can see now, she is attached to the vines. Really the only change that I've made from what Erin has put out is I changed her eyeballs. And I think I've shown this before. I made them neon yellowy green color, not picking up real good in the camera, but that's the only change I've made. I just thought she needed brighter eyeballs. So there's that. So waiting on the next installment. The only thing that was challenging on this one, I was trying to think of the right word, is there are so many little tiny 3/4 and quarter stitches going down along her fingers here, vines, whatever you call that took a hot minute to make sure I was counting correctly, and a little ripping here and there because at the condo I do not have the best light, and it's yeah, even with my little portable small rig light that I use, it's still not the best light. So is what it is. But I did get all of that finished up before we left for South Carolina. So I didn't have to worry about that. And let's see. So what was next after that? Oh, Nurses Week. And so, oh, you know what? Hang on. I forgot to pull it. Give me 2 seconds. Like I said, I had already put everything back away after recording yesterday, not realizing that it didn't save. And so everything was back where it was supposed to be. But so in honor of Nurses Week, sorry, I started Nightingale by Mirabilia. Of course, this is supposed to be reminiscent of Florence Nightingale. And let's see, I'm trying to look, there it is, the fabric name. Oh, poop. Caught on thread. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll just read it and not show it to you because it's stuck to thread. It is on 32 count opal linen in Scylla, Scylla, Scylla by Under the Sea Fabrics. And I didn't like the kind of drab green, olive green color that was on, but I still wanted to stick kind of with green. And so this is what I got done. Didn't work on this. I think I worked on this like 2 days. But again, poor lighting, 32 count linen. It took me, there was a couple spots in here where I had to pull it out because I was off like one little teensy weeny, when you get the little bitty thin threads. So yeah, I gave up on working on it at the condo. It just wasn't good enough light. But I love the new needle minder. I solemnly swear a lot. Had to get that. So that one got started on, what day did I start that on? It says 3 weeks ago. I have no idea. I think it was on actual Nurses Day, which is when I started instead of, no, I didn't. I didn't start on Nurses Day. Nurses Day was on Saturday. I think I started on the first Monday of Nurses Week, which would have been the 8th of May, I believe. Sorry, itchy eyeball. The eyelash attacking me. There we go. Okay, put that down there. All right, next up, I think we were driving at that point. So while we were driving, I did pack stitching to bring with me, but we had Hannah's little Jeep Renegade packed. I mean, it was packed because it's not a very big little car. Gets great gas mileage, but not very big. So we had it stuffed to the gills and couldn't get to any of my big stitching. So I just worked on my purse project. Now, this thing has been in my purse for probably going on 2 years now, and it's slowly getting done. And it's this cute little snowman in the window, which is Janlin kit. These are threads I've already finished and don't need them anymore. Look at that really closely. The pattern does not follow the picture. So I wasn't really looking at the picture. It's kind of just stayed rolled up in there because I had to blow it up because that chart is way too teeny. So I have a blown up version of the chart and the color, symbols and stuff blown up on a different sheet of paper. So I got all of the outer quadrants, all of those are done. And so I'm still working on the center. Now you see this in the middle? It's a light pink. That's what the pattern calls for. That is not what is stitched on here. It's all purple. But yeah, the pattern calls for this light pink in the middle. I'm like, whatever. So it is what it is. But so that's yeah, got all the other change I made to this is it came with some really, really crappy like metallic blending filament. Supposed to make it look sparkly like snow. And oh, that stuff was crap. It tangled so bad I just threw it away and replaced it with some of the white diamant, sparkly white, and that turns out really nicely. That stitches up very nice. So this will stay in my purse until I finish it. I really don't lack that much in the center. It wouldn't take probably a day to finish it. It is solid stitching in there, and quite a few color changes, as you can tell, with all the different shading in the thing. And then there is quite a bit of back stitching, so maybe more than a day. Wishful thinking, right? We always think things are going to be done faster than they really are. Oh, there's 2 pairs of scissors in there. I don't usually leave my nice scissors in there because it's a purse project that, goes on airplanes and stuff with me. So I never want to lose a pair of good gingers just in case some weirdo gets the idea that they're too big to take on the plane. So I usually put the little cheap $2 or $3 scissors in there. So that will go back in the purse. So yeah, that's what I stitched on in the car the whole time. Sorry, moving the chair, trying not to run over the dog. And then we had the next whip I worked on was Pretty Pumpkins by Glen and Place. To remember to hold. This thing has a ton of floss in it. Absolute ton of floss. And this is on, don't remember the name of the fabric. Thorn something or another, but it is by Fabrics by Stephanie. And let's see if I can get this wrapped around the right way. I need one of those little boards everybody has. I really worked on the bottom. There are like 7 different colors of green in these leaves down here. And then so I got started on one and I just worked this color all the way over, counting very slowly. But yeah, lots of green in there. That one, that leaf is pretty much actually done other than, I remember, is there back stitching on these? No, no back stitching. But I did get quite a bit of it done, of the bottom, because there's a lot of greenery across the bottom of there. So that will go away until the next time it comes up in a rotation, which might be a hot minute. I about popped myself in the nose. And then I think that's really the only other one other than the snowman that I worked on while we were traveling. Because I worked on this the first night we got back. I had it with me, but I didn't work on it because it's 40 count. And oh, I ended up leaving. I did take my stitching light with me, my small rig, the little portable battery operated stitching light, but the lighting in Hannah's dorm room was so bad that, and she had only just taken her one little desk lamp with her, that I left her my light too, because it was just, oh, she really needed better lighting. Those dorms were probably built in the 70s or 80s. And you can tell there's not a lot of outlets. There's not a lot of lighting. It's back in that time period when they didn't have a light in the living room. There's no ceiling fan. There's no light. There's no nothing. Is what it is. So next one we worked on was, make sure I get it right, Valentine Sampler by Cottage Garden Samplings. Too many samplers, too many S words. And this, it's really cute. And I'm doing it on 40 count fabric flare province. It has it on the edge of it, on the name on the edge of it. I can talk. So yeah, province. It's like a light lavender color. And I finished, let's see if I can hang this over something, if that will help. There we go. So I finished the outside of that flower, and then the words, the purple letters of the words for exquisite, Valentine, romance, and osculation. And I had to look that word up. I didn't know what osculation meant. Osculation means the art of kissing. So now you've learned something new today, right? And that one will go away until it comes up again in rotation. Sorry, cutting off a serger end there. And I didn't realize when I bought it, I purchased all the floss and what it would say it would need, but that was doing 2 strands over 2 on 32 count. And since I'm doing 1 strand over 2 on 40, I think I'm going to have a lot of extra floss left. Put that on the front so I can see it. And then the next whip that came up is Mermaids of the Deep Blue by Mirabilia. This one is so pretty. This is, hang on, I'm trying to see if I see the number on the back of it. MD 85 or 65. Hang on. I can't read it without glasses. It's too tiny. 85. My computer glasses. But this is on, do I know what this is on? Does it have the, yeah, it does. Let's see, 28 count Opalugana in Circe. by Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie, Fabrics by Stephanie. At that point, it was still Hand-Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie on the label. And this one, I was trying to take Leslie's advice, and she always stitches hers where she does all of her specialty threads and her beads and everything all at the same time, so you don't have to go back and do them again later. And so, yeah, I did. Well, I already had some of the beads in there, but I did finish the beads in her hair. Some of these bubbles actually require a different color bead in the center, and I hadn't opened that pack yet, so I didn't do that one. Did some Krennic over here, and then I started working on the green in her tail. There's more beads that need to be done in here, but I figured I needed to get the stitching done around them before I put the beads on top. But slow going, but it's pretty. I guess my little mermaid. How appropriate, right? And then our next whip up was one from Brooks Books called Trick or Treat Ginger Babies. And this was an adopt-a-whip that I got from Chelsea Olesh several years ago, probably like 2016, 2017 timeframe, 2016 probably. And she had started on the pumpkin, which I'll show you in just a second. And I think, I don't remember why, I didn't go to the pumpkin immediately. It's on, looks like 18 count black 8. It might be 16, but that's what it came to me with. But I decided, for whatever crazy reason, that I wanted to work on the little things that hang off the bottom. These little guys, bigger side, to start with. And so the first time I had worked on it, I had the yellowy green done to about here. And so I finished in the yellowy green and then put in all the black stitches. I need something to put it against. And now you can see there's holes. All of those holes, the checkerboard is going to be filled in with black beads. But I was happy to get that done in this rotation. And so that will hang out until it comes up again. But this is so cute. And I was going to tag Chelsea in Instagram when I worked on it, but I haven't seen anything from her in a really long time. And when I tried to find her account, I couldn't. So Chelsea, if you're still out there and watching, thank you. I still love it. It's cute. It'll get done one day. And then we worked on, or I worked on, you're watching, the Halloween Rules series. This one is wear a costume. I'm literally just starting these out. Let's see. This is what it will look like when it's completely done. You get the border with the top piece free on the Lizzie Kate website. I'm assuming it's still there. I haven't looked in a really long time. And then you fill in all of these guys. Now, as you can see in the picture, it has a top and bottom border, right? Except you don't stitch that when you're doing it like this, except on every other one. So the other one in this pattern, because there's two, is Eat Candy. And so this one, you won't stitch this piece, but you'll stitch this orange border. Well, they have it all lined up for you on the free pattern, how to do it, in what order they go in and all that stuff. Well, I don't know how, but I miscounted, jacked it all up. So this one has a ton of personalizations. I mean, absolute ton. So I worked on it for 3 days to make sure that I could get that top one finished so that I would get the next one set and be as close to right as possible. So this is where we got to. Halloween Rules. The top piece was done already, and some of the borders going down the side were done already. And that's what I counted off of. The doggo over here is in the right spot, top to bottom. The rest of it is not. So, I mean, I have like skipped a row in this guy, skipped a row somewhere in here, moved things around, moved this whole word down one so I could make it fit. Otherwise, it was going to be touching up here. And then as you can see, doggo is 1 stitch away from the border, and this guy's 3 stitches away from the border, and I had to skip a row in the dog to make him fit. All jacked up. I don't know how I got it so out of whack. Regardless, I was able to start in the right spot, the orange border for the next one, so we should be straight from here on out. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that's colonial copper down there. So using the called for colors on that one. And I even put the button on little doggo. Right? I don't know if you see that. It's got a cute little button right there on his cape. I think he's supposed to be Batman. Batman the dog, right? So that finished. And I put just a few stitches last time. So that was like 2 days and a little bit. And then my next one in the whip list was Above the Clouds by Teresa Wensler. This is an old Janlin kit. I started this as part of a Teresa Wensler stitch along ages ago, probably 7 years ago. It came with the floss like that in a big nasty freaking mess. So I decided, nope, I will just use the DMC out of my stash because I ain't got time to sort that crap out. That takes away from stitching time. You can train a kid, right? I did not use the Ada that came with it either. It came with 18 count Ada. I pulled a this is a vintage silk weaver. I have no idea what the name of it is. I could probably go back and find it somewhere in my X-Stitch app, but it's pretty. I figured it really kind of looked like the sky should look if you were up in the clouds, right? So that is all Central Castle. The only piece I did last night this and then a little bit right in here, I think, which is that tower right there, and the rest of it's down in here. But the only thing that's new is like this right there. And I will work on that today after I do some other stuff, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So last but not least, on whips worked on, and I did not work on this very much because we were gone most of May, is my 25/7 piece oldest whip, The Last Supper. It's a Leisure Arts leaflet, and I can't remember who charted it, but anyway, you're like, why are you still on this page? I decided to go ahead and do the back stitching, which I have a long back stitch thread back here that came loose from the needle. Well, shit, okay, there's the needle. Like, where's the freaking needle? So a lot of the table back stitching is done. I think I have one more row here before I hit the page break of the blue stuff. All of the dark brown back stitching is done across the bottom. You can probably see you can see toes now. And then I started in on the dark gray back stitching here, and then I'll work my way up and across. I did a little bit in his beard and face here because I had some extra floss and when I was stitching up there at the top. But so the page break is about right here, right there. And so I will finish back stitching that page before we move over to the next page to do the back stitching over there. I figured that just made more sense. Get the back stitching done as we go across. All right, I believe that is everything I have stitched on thus far in May. Again, it's the 29th. I may or may not do updates for Tuesday and Wednesday. I probably will. And I think after having the issues that I had last month and then this month with deleting the video, I think I am going to go back to doing a vlog, where I just update every couple of days instead of waiting to do it all at the end of the month. That way I don't have everything put away already and then have to re-pull it back out. It's just a pain in the ass. So I don't know what the right way is to do it, but getting it all out, putting it all away. Like I'm not, like I said, I had already put my haul away from yesterday and I'm not getting that back out again. Needless to say, I got the rest of the Polar Plunge series. Have all the supplies to do that with. Got some new fabric from Leslie to put it on. Got my fabric of the month. New Mira. Still waiting on all of the Nora Corbett, the littler ones. They hadn't come in yet. Oh, I picked up one of those cute little stitching boxes, that the leather-like ones that snaps in the corners. Love that little thing. It says I stitch past my bedtime. Totally. What else did I get? I stopped by Joann's because everybody was saying that they're having their anchor floss on the spools on clearance. Well, I've been to 2 Joann's and neither one of them had it on clearance. But I did find some It's So Emma patterns that were on clearance, and so I purchased those. I did go to our Joann's here yesterday because I needed, or was it Saturday? Saturday. I needed a couple of threads, and they were having their anchor on sale for like 40 cents for the smaller rolls. So I bought several of the black, because that's what I use the anchor for more than anything, is the anchor black is really good. So we just did haul too. It's all good, right? I didn't show you anything, so it's all good. Anyway, so let's go to plans. I don't know if I should include this in plans or if I should have included it in the stitching. Whatever. Anyway, plan for today is, since it is Memorial Day, I am starting in honor of Memorial Day. My husband and I both served. We are both U.S. Army. I was reserves. He was active duty. And so and my dad was U.S. Army. My grandfather and several uncles were Navy. But yep, starting Stand for Freedom by Glendon Place. And I purchased this as a kit, I believe, from Garon Stitchery. And so it came with the Picture This Plus Bramble and the Sulky Petites that goes with it. I bought it several years ago, and the buttons that go on it. And let's see if there's a date on this thing. 2018, limited edition, March of 18. But I hadn't ever seen it anywhere before, and I saw they had that kit on their website, and so I grabbed it. But that's my plan for today, is to start that. And then plans for June, of course, is to stitch on my Dark Queen of the Earth as soon as it comes out. I need to work on, this is all of my stuff for the Gather Round Club. I need to finish working on that. And then what did I do? I already have my Songbird Garden series for June kitted up. Hang on, I gotta find it. Well, that was easier than expected. I already had it in a bag for stuff to go to San Antonio. All right, so next month, June, which is Thursday, I will be starting, of course, number 6 in the Songbird Garden series by Cottage Garden Samplings, Summer Bliss, and that is a Baltimore Oriole and Peonies. I don't know if you can read that tiny print at the bottom. And I am going to be stitching that on Fabrics by Steph at this point. Changed the name. I don't remember when that happened. And it's called Sorbet. I had a fabric that matched this almost perfectly, but I didn't like how some of the greens looked on the fabric. And so, I kind of pulled several fabrics and did a floss toss, and I liked how they looked on that Sorbet. And that's coming through pretty close to true. And again, same thing that I did with the last month. If I didn't have all the week's dye works, I sub out my color and cottons for some of those. I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4, maybe 5 of the color and cottons in there. But yeah, it will be pretty. Oh, they're all pokey and going the wrong way. There we go. So that is kitted up and ready to go, because I will start that on June 1st, because normally I don't get the Dark Queen doesn't normally come out until late on the 1st, usually past my bedtime on the 1st. So I will not print it out until the next day. And yeah, so I will get a full day to work on that. And then I've already picked a bunch of whips, I think 11, to work on for the next month. Let's see. Let me pull this over to my Xstitch app so I can tell you what things are on, because I'll show you what I pulled to go to work on. If I have time, if I don't get like really involved in working on that Stand for Freedom, I will work on Stone Roses, which is the next up in my my whips. And so that is Stone Roses by Mirabilia. This is number 17 from 1995. It's really old, but really pretty. And that is being stitched on, I don't know what. Hang on one second. It looks like it's one of the printed fabrics. 32 count Belfast Country Cream Linen. So it's one of the printed on one side. And that is our starting point for this rotation. It's pretty huge. So if you compare that to where that is, sorry, to hold it up. Yeah, got a lot left to go. But really, really like this one. It's beautiful. It looks like it's all grays, right? No, that's like light purples. And then next up would be, what is the name of this? It's just called Star Wars Yoda. And it is from a Etsy shop called Valenti, Valenti cross stitch. I don't know if you can read that or not. It says do or do not, there is no try. This is done on just 18 count Aida. These were Maynia starts, so did not get a whole lot done on that guy. He hadn't been worked on since Maynia of 2016. So there we go. And I remember where I started this. I was in Las Vegas in Somerville when I did that. All right, next whip in the line is, oops, that was already open. The Prairie Schooler, called All You Can Eat. I'm doing this one down here. Trying to get better about holding them up there long enough. Let's see, that's book number 97, in case you can't read that tiny print. And I believe this is on a 28 count Brittany that was named Peach from Crafty Bit Creations when she was making fabrics. And that is what I got done during that little tiny Maynia start. Next up is Celtic Winter by Lavender and Lace. Everybody's seen that one a million times, right? And this is on Silkweaver 32 count Opal Belfast in Seaside Twinkle. Sorry, got a hair there. Yep, let go of me. So this is going to be a little hard to see because the colors in the middle of her dress really match the fabric. Hold it more to the light so you can see that. Oh, it's just the center. Oh, it just started raining. Hope my husband has got some cover. He's out on the golf course. And then next is Artisy Cross Stitch Turtle Silhouette. Trying to make sure I hold that for long enough. Oh, I just looked to see where he was on my phone. He is way out on the golf course. Well, he's got an umbrella. And this is on, it looks like 32 count, just Weigart linen. And so I have like one row of the turtle done across. It's going to be huge. I think I will make him into a pillow or a wall hanging or something. Get in there. Next one is Fior d'Amour. Again, I have no idea what that means. Something love. And this is on 25 count blush even weave. I have no idea where from. It's obviously not Zweigart. It's not orange. And my crazy dumbass decided that it would be pretty to do this in satin floss. So if anybody remembers Mo's sale, I don't know if they still make threads and stuff or not, but their what they call silk is like the DMC satin floss, like rayon. It's a really pretty color. It's a variegated pink and red, but you gotta work with really short pieces. And so I'm doing this 1/1 on 25 count. And that is where, if I can get it straight, sorry, is where I am. So I know this kind of looks like it's coming out white, but it's a real pale pink. Still in the Ziploc bag. Got a couple still in Ziploc baggies. Next up is a magazine chart from spring 2016, cross stitch and needlework. That's what the cover looks like. It is called Kitchen Notions. My kitchen is done in red, maroonish red. And this is being done on 28 count Monaco with using Threadworks. These don't have names on them, just numbers. 1089. If you can see that variegated maroons and red. And this is where we are. Yeah, I know. I think I pulled like, I don't know, 11 or 12. So I figured the number of days that it takes me to work on Dark Queen, that will give me 2 days apiece on all of these, which is good. That's about what I normally do. Next up is Home Crazy Home by Dimensions. I totally stole this idea from somebody. Someone was doing it, and instead of filling it all in with white, they are filling it in with different colors. So I don't know if you can tell that or not. Put that on the back. The inside of those letters is done in a variegated pink. And that is DMC 48. And then I think I was doing either the hearts, the plan was either do the hearts or the inside of the home with 4210. But I thought that was a great idea. Just give it a little bit more color. Kind of cute. Oh, don't worry. We're almost there. I'm lying. Next up is, excuse me, Country Winds by Debbie Mom, Dimensions Leaflet. Working on this elephant luck. And I believe this is like a 14 count Rustico Ada. Using up stuff out of my stash. And all I got done was that centerpiece. And don't ask me if that's upright or down, that centerpiece that says luck. No idea which way it goes, but I'll figure it out. Again, these were Maynia starts from back in 2016. Next one is Ink Circles Cirque du Circulus. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know for sure. This is being stitched on 28 count Opalugana in Cherub by Fabrics by LJ. Wish he still made fabrics because they were pretty nice. I don't even know if he's still stitching or still around or doing anything. But that is what I got done thus far. And you say, "Ooh, what floss is that? That's really pretty." It is, isn't it? That is being done in Berry Delight by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Gorgeous stuff. And I think I have enough of it to finish. At least I hope so. I think I ordered a dozen of them. And you know what the best thing is about? They always smell good. LG's, and some people put like not air freshener, fabric softener things in with their fabric or stuff. And a lot of times it's too strong smelling for me. I'm very sensitive to smells. I don't know if it's asthma or whatever. I have a lot of allergies, but whatever he used, not too strong. And I love the smell of it. It almost smells like vanilla pudding or like a vanilla cake mix, like the actual mix. That's kind of what it reminds me of. And then I have an old kit. Hang on one second. All right, I'm back. Had to make sure he didn't need me to come pick him up somewhere on the court, on the course. Anyway, I think I was talking about, this is an old kit I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby many moons ago called Willy Melt by Lori Birmingham. I've done the Santa Claus one of these. And so this is a full kit. It's got all the stuff in it. Looks like it's on 14 count Aida. And all I did in that Stitch Maynia was the top border. Looks like I will have to sort those threads too. We'll see. If it calls for DMC, I might just be pulling it out of the stash. Because I'm so beyond doing floss sorting. If it's not on a sorted floss thing already, probably ain't happening. All right, this is the last whip that I pulled for June. And it is Halloween Pumpkin Motif by Alessandra Adelaide. This is from one of the Halloween, Just Cross Stitch Halloween. I bought the CD-ROM that has a bunch of them on the same one. This is from Halloween 2012. Had to look on the bottom of the sheet. So you can see that a little better. That is being stitched on 18 count Aida that my daughter dyed for me. She calls it her Frankenstein fabric. Sorry, just hit the microphone again. And that's what that looks like. So there's that. All right, so that is it for plans. Like I said, haul we talked about already. So I think that's pretty much it. I'll have a little mini update for you on the last couple of things that we did for the rest of the month. Probably do that once we get to San Antonio, and I'll have my wireless headset back. Woohoo! But yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll wrap it up later. Bye, guys. All right, guys, it is June 1st. Happy 1st of June. It's my niece's birthday. Need to give her a call later or send her a message. She's a millennial, so I'll probably just send her a message. And figured I'd come in and wrap up the rest of the stitching I did for the month. So on Monday, which was Memorial Day, if I can get my silly bag over here, I did a Memorial Day New Start, and that was Blend in Place, Stand for Freedom. This was a kit that I bought that had everything in it. I think there's a couple of Sullivan's flosses that you need for backstitch that are not included, those three, but the rest of everything is included in there. And I just left this in the Q-snap because I think I will probably do a little bit more stitching on that. So this is that first big one right there, and then a little start on the second one. And so that's what I got done on Monday. My bag stuff that I brought up from the house, because yes, we're in San Antonio. This is the cute little thing I was talking about that I got at Leslie's shop. Just snaps together in the corner so you can keep all of your tools and stuff together. It says I stitch past my bedtime in there. Isn't that cute? Love that little thing. So that was Monday. Now, Tuesday, we got ready to leave for San Antonio, and you know how time gets away from you when you're trying to get things packed and get stuff ready to go. And my husband got done sooner than he expected, so I didn't do any stitching on Tuesday evening. We were traveling up here, flying. So when he flew to South Carolina to meet us to pick us up on the way back, pick me up on the way back home from taking Hannah out there, he left his truck at the airport in New Braunfels, so we had a flight to New Braunfels. I grabbed the truck. He flew it over to the south or east side, excuse me, west side of San Antonio, to Castroville, which is the closest general aviation that's convenient to our condo. I found out that they've closed the airport because they're repaving the runways and everything, which is nice. So it'll be, but it won't reopen until June 9th. So we had to detour to a different airport and just kind of, didn't trying to decide where to go real quick. There's another one in Hondo, which is a little bit further west. So he flew on out there. I drove all the way across San Antonio and out to Hondo from New Braunfels to pick him up. So by the time we got home, got something to eat, it was bedtime basically. It was time to grab a shower, go to bed. So no stitching on Tuesday. Yesterday was Wednesday, and I worked on well, I shouldn't say that. I did do some back stitching, my 25/7 project, my Last Supper. I did do some back stitching on that. I actually got everything underneath the table except for one little part of the tablecloth that hangs down. Everything else underneath is done in that page, and then I started moving up because it was the same color. There's like, I don't know, 8 different colors of back stitching thread in that, but just moved on up with that color, and so I got a lot of the robe done of the last person. Anyway, didn't take a picture. You'll see it next time. So yesterday was work on Teresa Wentzler's. This is above the clouds, not in the clouds. I thought I said in the clouds on my Instagram yesterday. It's above the clouds. Pretty dragon. Again, not using the disgustingly messy floss that came with it or the Ada. I switched it over to a silk weaver fabric and just pulled the DMC because it's just DMC numbers. And that is what I got done last night. Oh no, that totally washes it out. Let me see if I can change my layout. That help matters. So I got a lot more of the castle done. And I think that's all the roofs, the little rooftops. So I was pretty happy with that because so many blended threads on that one. So that one will go away for a while. And everything's back in there. And that rounds us out for the month. Today being June 1st, I have my next one up in the cottage garden series that I'm getting ready to start. Hopefully I have a meeting coming up in a little bit here where I'm just a resource so I can listen. And so Summer Bliss, that'll get started today, and I'll work on that this evening. We're headed back home on Saturday. Just had to come up and do some stuff up here, and so it won't be a whole lot of stitching time, but I'll get some done. I'll get it started, and then hopefully sometime this evening I will get the Dark Queen of the Earth download and be able to get that started. Usually, like I said, takes between 8 to 10 days, depending on how heavy of a amount of stitching it is for the month. But that's about it. So, and you guys already I did all my plans the other day, so I'm going to sign off, see if I can't get this all edited and get it ready to put up, and it won't be so late like it was last month. All right, y'all have a great day, have a great summer, and happy stitching. Bye, y'all.